Snow is on the way and a high-impact winter storm that's going to be affecting our area starting tomorrow afternoon. Here's how much snow we could see along with sleet before we see that transition over to all rain by Sunday night. Along the eastern shore, it's going to be mainly rain if you're in Prince George's, up through Andrews, even down toward La Plata. Perhaps a coating on the high side up to 2 inches, and that's also for the very eastern edge of D.C. Once you get to the western edge of D.C., you could see upwards of 2 inches. Some isolated spots could pick up to 4 inches around Gaithersburg, Frederick, even through Manassas and Fredericksburg. Culpeper is when you get to the 4-inch plus club. You're looking at 4 inches there, up to 8 inches in some areas, including up toward the Hagerstown area. The real areas are going to see the higher amounts will be just along 81. This is going to be Cumberland, Oakland, Romney, Petersburg, 8 to 12 inches possible in these particular areas as we get a nor'easter to impact the region. So the other big question after how much is when is this all going to start? If you're in our southern counties and neighborhoods such as Fredericksburg, Culpeper, this will be starting somewhere around 12:30, 1 o'clock or so for you. And then between 1 and 2 is when we'll see this move into the rest of the DMV. By 3 o'clock, most areas should have some snow going around the region, unless you're along the eastern shore where you're mostly dealing with rain there. This is at 4:30. We're at the freezing mark and most areas are below, so most of us are getting some good snow coming down at that point. 6 p.m. is when we begin to see that transition, and that's where the forecast gets a little bit tricky because we do have to watch when that colder air moves out and when the warmer air begins to move in, so we'll see that transition, and that's when we're going to start to get the mixed type of precipitation. Look for mostly rain again along the eastern shore, but along the rain-snow line, you could see a transition over to sleet in a few spots. It could be a little bit of freezing rain. You could see ice begin to accumulate in those areas. I'd mainly see that between roughly, I'd say 6 p.m. and about 9 o'clock at night. So those are not going to be good times to be out on the road. And then once you get toward the 7 o'clock hour, you'll gradually see those temperatures going up with more rain pushing in and more mixing as well. After about 10 o'clock tomorrow night, headed towards midnight, I anticipate most areas in the DMV to be all rain. There'll still be a little bit of snow going on around Cumberland and Oakland, and then we'll see the transition around 2 o'clock in the morning, even a break in D.C., but more rain and snow working its way back as far as Winchester, Hagerstown. They'll see the warmer air work its way into that area as well. Monday morning, 4:35 a.m., a lot of this activity begins to die down a bit. You might still have a few light snow showers. I wouldn't bank on much accumulation on Monday morning, but you'd still see it obviously falling from the sky. And then after about 8 a.m., we'll see the system continue to push away from us, taking with it the moisture and the snow and the wintry mix. So a winter storm watch has been issued. It covers D.C., Gaithersburg, Leesburg, Frederick, starting tomorrow afternoon through early Monday morning. Now, we've talked about the snow, but also the wind is going to be a factor for us. In fact, today we're going to feel the wind, and it's going to make it feel much colder. Temperatures today only around 30. It's going to feel like we're in the teens and low 20s throughout the day, so it's a clear day, but it certainly is going to be a cold day. Look at these wind chill values. By 2 o'clock, it still feels like 17 in Gaithersburg, feeling like 21 degrees in the D.C. area. So things to keep in mind. Again, there's going to be snow, sleet, could be some freezing rain and ice before we see a transition to all rain. The most impactful hours would be around 2 o'clock Sunday till about 10 a.m. on Monday. And wind is the other big component of this. By 8 o'clock tomorrow night, we're going to have winds gusting up to 35, 45 miles an hour, even stronger in some areas. So combined with the snow and the rain, then you get the winds whipping up. We could have downed trees, power outages, objects blown around. Overall, this will be a high impact event for us. 7-day forecast. We'll top out around 30 today, 19 tonight, 35 degrees on Sunday. Again, that's when we're looking at our rain, snow, and sleet. And then 41 degrees on Monday. With in the morning, you could see a stray shower or stray snow shower before this moves out. Tuesday, right around 40, mid-40s Wednesday. Another cold front comes in, takes us down to the 30s by Thursday and Friday.